Tingham and Andy Moon.
Happy new season, early August, always filled with optimism and sunshine. And however that changes over the next 10 months, we will be with you every step of the way for every Portsmouth game, live home and away in every competition on BBC Radio Solent. Thank you very much for tuning in and being with myself and Guy Whittingham today. We are here at the London Stadium, Portsmouth's first ever trip to the London Stadium. It is a vast arena. I'm not going to say this is one of the great footballing stadiums. Certainly probably the biggest footprint of a stadium we will visit this season. And there is a very good chance that the League Cup first round record is broken in terms of attendance this afternoon. Guy Whittingham, it has a different feel to some of the other places we've been to start the season and some of the other places we will go this season. It is a Premier League arena, and Pompey are taking on essentially a Premier League team this afternoon, albeit one that got relegated.
Yeah, you're spot on. I think obviously that's why so many tickets were sold so quickly, and probably more could have been sold. So it's a nice afternoon, nice and warm, and you're in a nice stadium. And I'll have to agree with you, it's not a football stadium, is it? It's an Olympic stadium. That's what it was. It had a running track going around it so many years ago that it's been converted, and so everybody's so far back from the pitch. So yeah, I've been here once. Strange atmosphere. Not quite get the same feeling as if you're on top of the pitch as a fan, but look, it's a great spectacle for Portsmouth to start their season with.
The one advantage, guys, you've got those massive gaps behind the goal. And I always like the 90s European football when you saw someone would score and they'd have about a 20-metre run to go and celebrate in front of the crowd. They could really build up some momentum. You must have played in a few of them over the years. It is different. Well, will anyone be leaping over the barriers to our right-hand side to where the players, the fans are amassed in their blue shirts? We are 3 minutes away from kick-off, and we are expecting the teams to make their way out of the tunnel very, very shortly. The photographers' lenses are focused down on the touchline where Nuno Espirito Santos, in a hail of bubbles coming from the machines either side of the tunnel, and now we wait and see West Ham and Portsmouth come out down beneath us. A few of the West Ham subs out first. Well, we're expecting the players to follow, and West Ham start their songs and the flamethrowers get going on the far side. It's getting pretty loud here in the London Stadium, and it's definitely not completely full, but you know what? It's not going to be all that far away. I think we might exceed 50,000 in here by kick-off. Pompey make their way out in their new yellow away shirt, led out by the captain Colby Bishop, who applauds the Pompey fans away to our right-hand side. West Ham, last year in terms of average attendance, the second highest in the country, 62,000. That is an impressive statistic. And they have come today, the home fans, expecting a victory. Let's go through these starting 11s, and we'll start with West Ham. Mass Hermansen in goal, Carl Walker-Peters, Mats Kilman, Konstantinos Mavropanos and Ollie Scarles are the back four. Jared Bowen notionally marked to play down on the right, so I suspect he'll have a pretty much a free role. Mahamadou Conte, Edson Alvarez and Lewis Orford in midfield, with Valentin Castellanos and Pablo up front. The subs: Alphonse Areola, James Ward-Prowse, Alhaji Malik Diouf, Joel Veltman, George Earthy, Kalen Casey, Orestos Golubetskis, Ezra Mayers, Ayala, and I might have made the best part of £100 million in sales in the summer, but there's still probably £200 million worth of talent, or certainly what they paid for it, on the bench. Look, it's different when you've been relegated, things change, but there's a lot of quality in that side.
Yeah, there is a lot of quality. It'll be interesting to see how they, their attitude is, because I wouldn't mind betting there's, several in the squad that thinking going down, they'll get a move somewhere else, but
and they still might.
They still might, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see.
Pompey, Nico Schmidt in goal, Terry Devlin, Regan Paul, Connor Shocknessy and Zach Swanson, the back four. Rocco Shane and Luke LaRue in midfield. Adrian Segacic, Luke Brooks-Smith, the wingers. Ebu Adams supporting Colby Bishop up front. Daniel Bialica, Josh Knight, John Swift, Hayden Matthews, Thomas Waddingham, Odin Bailey, Marko Milovanovic, Owen Kenny and Jojo Dia are the subs for Portsmouth. Guy, when I look at that starting 11, I look at the goalkeeper and back four and say, OK, Ogilvie probably starts if he's available. There are other areas of the pitch that people are going to come in either from a transfer market or when they're fit and available. But that back four goalkeeper is not far off the strongest possible unit.
I agree. I think looking at that side, if we to both sort of choose what we thought if everybody was fit, our starting 11 would be. There's maybe 5, I think, that you think would be in that. So yeah, changes to come, but it's a chance for those that maybe aren't in John Messino's thoughts as a starter in the league, whenever that might be, is as part of his strongest starting 11. To just say, look, don't forget me, I'm around. The job as the player is to make it as difficult as possible for the manager to make the selection.
Referee today, Adam Herzog, who's come all the way down from Durham. Last season he refereed Pompey's 1-0 defeat away at Preston, where you might remember he did not give Adrian Segicic a first half penalty. That was a significant moment in the game. Started refereeing as a 15-year-old. Adam Herzog, right. I say just down in front of us, probably 60, 70 yards down in front of us, the pitch. And we are ready to get this game and this season underway. Thank you for being with us. It's great you've chosen BBC Radio Solent, and we will be with Pompey every step of the way. Remember, if you are in the UK today, you can listen to us via the BBC Sounds app. Just go to BBC Radio Solent and click Listen Live, and you will be able to hear the full commentary. West Ham, claret and blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, going from left to right, and we are underway. Pompey, yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks. The bubble machine slowly stopped, and we are getting this game underway, and the Pompey fans away to our right wanting to make some noise. Ball is back with Hermansen and comes out to Mavropanos on this right hand side. He goes long, one for Shaughnessy to nod down, looking for Swanson, former Arsenal youngster of course, and Swanson hooks that forward. Adams can't win that battle. Bishop for Portsmouth on the left, and Adams has made a willing run forward. Will he get on the end of it? No. And Pompey though will pick it up with Brooke Smith, chance to get across, chance to go round his man, and he wins Portsmouth an early corner kick away to our left hand side on the Pompey left wing in the first minute of the game.
Interesting run from Adams, wasn't it? Immediately wanted the ball over the top. Sort of caused the problem for West Ham.
Shane is going to be the corner taker. Shaughnessy and Paul come forward. Bishop using Shaughnessy as a shield. Adams is there as well. 2 in the 6-yard box. Right hand in the air from the Estonian. Pompey corner. In it comes. Deep towards the far post. Goalkeeper comes. It's loose in the penalty area, and West Ham will scramble it clear. That was a hurried clearance from Walker Peters. It's gone more sideways than away, and an attacking throw to Pompey on the far side, the right. 0-0 is the score. Wasn't convincingly dealt with. Throw taken down by the dead ball line. Segicic gets the ball back and looks down the line where LaRue thought it was going to go out for a Pompey throw. It didn't, so he'll fire it back to halfway, where Portsmouth through Shaughnessy have it. They do like to build play through Shaughnessy, and now Swanson on the left, 40 yards out. Pompey coming forward, Bishop making a run. Swanson looking for Bishop, who couldn't quite get the contact he wanted, but he does win Pompey a second early corner kick.
Yeah, good start. A good understanding with Brooke Smith and Swanson then. Brooke Smith just moving inside at the right time to allow Shaughnessy to play the ball to Swanson, who became free because both West Ham players thought the ball was coming inside.
Second corner, first one went towards the far post. What are we going to see this time? Shane puts his hand in the air, and again it's deep. It's beyond everyone though. It wasn't in a bad area, but no one had gone to that far post, and behind the West Ham have a goal kick, 0-0.
Yeah, just needed someone that peeled off of the back post there, didn't you? But I'm guessing that wasn't where the ball was meant to go.
Well, someone wasn't on the right page, or something wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
And Michael Doyle sits down, and it's a 20-yard walk to sit down on the bench if you've made your way up into the technical area.
That could be a long walk, couldn't it? It could be.
It definitely could be. As West Ham opt to go long, Swanson with a header. It's loose in the West Ham half. It should be Alvarez to pick it up, and he goes to the left back Scarles, who is a player through the youth setup. Made his first team debut as a 16-year-old in the UEFA Conference League. So West Ham have the ball at the back just outside the penalty area. They're going from left to right, and Pompey fans pointing out that it's gone very, very quiet inside the London Stadium. Wasn't quiet a few minutes ago when the speakers were blaring. Hermansen going out to the left-hand side. Orford helps it down the touchline, and Poole is wrestling with Conte, and the ball goes out for a West Ham throw a few yards inside the Pompey half. West Ham United 0, Portsmouth 0. You are listening to BBC Radio Solent Sport, where you will hear every Pompey game live home and away for the whole season through the ups and downs, as West Ham have it high up the pitch and they try to break forward. Swanson got a touch that was actually quite important because Bowen was lurking behind him, and he got it back to Nico Schmidt, who's all in green. He's gone for short sleeves today. Even the goalkeepers are warm on an afternoon like this. I know you don't have feelings for how goalkeepers feel, Guy, but Schmidt looking, I don't see him in the short sleeves very often. Ball out of play, Pompey throw, and Messino using the opportunity to have a word with Brooke Smith. Throw to Portsmouth on halfway. This new Pompey's third kit, I don't think it's been unveiled yet, but this away strip,
well,
yellow and blue.
It's not quite Brazil, is it? The blue shorts are too blue.
I don't think it's
Swedenish.
It's not the right yellow for Brazil, is it? I think it's too deep a yellow. It is, yeah, Swedenish. That's a good description.
Swedenish.
Brooke Smith looks for Swanson, doesn't find him, but Pompey keep possession, and they'll have it at the back, midway inside his own half with Regan Paul. Blue skies above us. We can see the orbital, the strange red structure. Oh, Bishop's in! Flag stays down! No, it doesn't. Bishop wrestling with Mavropanos. Bishop doesn't think he committed a foul. The referee crucially does. 0-0, and that denies Bishop a one-on-one.
That's the other way around. It ain't being given.
We've moaned about the stadium. We've got a replay.
His arm's on his back, but there's no push. I thought the referees are meant to be a bit stronger this season.
Yes, the EFL referees' instructions this season is they really want to let the game flow. That did not flow. Mavropanos knows what he's doing though, doesn't he? He doesn't scramble and try and get up, he just falls flat on his face and the free kick goes. Of course Bishop still had to beat Hermansen, but that's probably the kind of chance he was dreaming of last night in the early minutes.
Most of last season, I think, as well.
Yeah, he certainly didn't get many opportunities like that. So, West Ham with the ball at the back. West Ham United 0, Portsmouth 0. Long ball over the top. Shocknessy wants the flag to go up, and it does. So there's that slight worry, isn't there? Will the flag go up? And someone's kicked the ball in the net a long time after the whistle has blown. Free kick Pompey.
Well, it's a good few minutes, isn't it? Portsmouth have had a couple of corners. Defensively, when West Ham have got it at the back, if they've got it, if they've gained possession, then Portsmouth will press if they can. If not, they'll drop off to a sort of MIG block and a 4-4-2. But if it's there to press, they're pressing. They're not being worried about maybe the ability that these West Ham players are having. They're going to put them under pressure. Good to see.
I must admit, I thought West Ham were going to come absolutely flying out the blocks here. They haven't. It's Pompey have made the brighter start as Swanson loses out and is a bit unfortunate because a ricochet goes against him, and the throw-in will go West Ham's way. Nuno Espirito Santos plays ball boy, gives an overarm spin pass to Carl Walker-Peters. 2 England caps to his name, and spell at Southampton after a £12 million transfer. The referee not happy with Ibu Adams and Edson Alvarez. A bit of spice in the midfield, and now they're being spoken to. Alvarez played 4 of Mexico's 5 games in the World Cup. Did play that incredible game in the Azteca where Mexico were knocked out by England. He's a player who has been rumoured to be moving on. His future is uncertain. as Shane goes back to Swanson, and Pompey once more have it. Touch for LaRue in midfield. Shaughnessy finds Regan Poole and goes to the right. There's space for Terry Devlin. He hasn't seen the ball much. You do wonder, I just feel like that it's that left-hand side for West Ham where there's less experience. So it looks like Conte's gone out to the left and Orford in the middle, which is a slight change to what we expected. 8 minutes gone, West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0, and Portsmouth can't find a ball down the left-hand side, and it's out of play. West Ham throw.
Yeah, just trying to overload Shane. I mean, when LaRue or Shane gets the ball, the other one goes forward, you know, more sort of 10 yards off the front line. They're trying to get players up as high as the pitch as they can.
Walker-Peters to take the throw on the right-hand side. He'll look forward, and that, I was going to say, a subtle push in the back by Conte there, but given the referee's whistle has gone and he's given Pompey a free kick, I'm probably giving him too much credit. That wasn't as subtle as it needed to be. Guy said in some ways League Cup first round could be a glorified pre-season friendly. It has had that feel to the opening 10 minutes. The sunshine is out and the pace is slow.
Yeah, it's not blood and thunder, is it? That's for sure.
There's still time. Remember, we go straight to penalties if we are level at full time come the end of this game. As Schmidt is put under a bit of pressure, 10 yards outside his penalty area, to Swanson, to Brooks Smith, loses out. Oh, now this is dangerous for West Ham. It's Bowen driving forward. LaRue comes across, gets a challenge. He's going to have to sprint back to stop. Oh, he's given it away there, having prevented the corner kick. Now he wins it back, and West Ham have a throw down by the corner flag, 0-0.
Yeah, he did really well first of all, didn't he? He could have put his foot on the ball, I think, and just slowed down a bit.
Throw taken quickly. Walker-Peters under pressure from Shane, who wins the ball, but the referee said illegally so, and a free kick to West Ham 40 yards out on the right. And the way Orford has grabbed the ball makes you wonder if him and Bowen are thinking about launching this towards Pompey's penalty area, and the centre halves get the nod and they will head towards the penalty area. 2 in the Pompey wall, although Segacic and Brooks Smith not the tallest pair.
It's not a bad debut for Brooks Smith, is it? Did he expect that when he came over?
It's a little different to the A-League, I would imagine.
I would think so.
Delivery to come in, as of course he played his football in New Zealand, but for a side playing in the A-League. Bowen to deliver for West Ham, left-footed towards that near post. It's not a good delivery, and it's a very good header away by Swanson, and suddenly West Ham are scampering back, but good touch from Walker-Peters finds Bowen. Shane gets a foot in, can't win it. West Ham suddenly might be away with Bowen. Swanson sliding in with a good challenge, but he does have to concede a corner kick on the right-hand side, 0-0.
It didn't look a planned move for me, that one there. It was just something that happened, but Swanson reacted to it.
Bowen, who has the captain's armband, of course, wide speculation that he would leave, but he's committed his future to West Ham for the rest of the season. In comes the ball to the edge of the 6-yard box. The header is straight at Schmidt. That's a good chance.
Well, it's a free header. Yeah, should be doing better with a free header.
That is not a good first set piece for Pompey,
no,
given how they did last season. Didn't catch who it was who got the header, but Schmidt has hardly had to flinch to make that save.
It wasn't a very strong header either, was it? It was quite soft.
Ball goes out of play. Pompey throw on the right-hand side, just inside their own half. Well, the camera has zoomed in on Ollie Scarles, maybe because he made the challenge rather than it was his header. Haven't seen a replay of it yet. Shane, Pompey trying to find Segacic, trying to turn away from his man, who was Scarles, can't do so. And West Ham will get it back to Dinos Mavropanos, player of the season last year, the Greek international. Now Walker-Peters on the right-hand side against Brooks Smith. Boos because of him, Southampton links as Orford goes back. Alvarez for West Ham has dropped in between the two centre-halves on halfway, gives the ball out to Max Kilman and then gets that ball back, and Alvarez wants to try and get Walker-Peters in behind. He must be offside here. Flag does go up and Walker-Peters' shot was saved. We know the assistant will rate till he touches the ball, but there's that split second when you're thinking, surely? 0-0. Pompey, of course, 18th place in the Championship last season, which was Exactly the same place that West Ham finished in the Premier League, though in the top flight, that means you're in the bottom three and out the league. Despite West Ham's win on the final day of the season, they didn't get a favour from Everton. Had Everton beaten Tottenham, then West Ham would have stayed up and Tottenham would have gone down, but it wasn't to be. West Ham, the damage done way before the end of the season. Terrible start to the season. They could never quite pick themselves up again from. John Messino's record in the League Cup. The area clearance is up in the air. Brooke Smith trying to win it. Head tennis in the West Ham half, and Shane lost where the ball is, then found it, and then tried to find Bishop, who's using his strength to try and get the better of Scarles. That's going to be a free kick against Bishop. Unfortunately, Guy, and I say unfortunately because I'm sure that's how you view it, but defenders are going to get those all day long.
Yeah. It's the way the game's gone.
You can dream it's the mid-90s, Guy, but I'm afraid it isn't. Long ball forward, offside flag goes up against Pablo, and the free kick will go Portsmouth's way midway inside their own half. Pablo, 25 million euros from Gil Vicente in Portugal in January. West Ham's striking pair, both bought in January, costing around £50 million between them, and that wasn't enough to find the goals to get Pompey out of trouble. Regan Poole got a slightly awkward ball from Shaughnessy, and Pompey knocking everything around, and Pompey winning themselves a free kick, which Pompey immediately send long and cross field. Bishop's going to flick that one up in the air and then bring it down on his knee and come to Brooke Smith on that left-hand side. Brooke Smith going back down the line to Swanson.
Would have liked to have seen him take him on then. It's 1v1, wasn't he, at the time? Would like to see him just show that confidence.
Shaughnessy, Pompey's deepest player, with possession and going back to Nico Schmidt. 15 gone, West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. Schmidt, a bit of pressure there. Well, plays what in the end was an aimless ball forward, but he had to get rid of it pretty quickly. So West Ham will come again with Mavropanos, who Arsenal had as a youngster, and there is rumours that they want to sign him again. And for a side like West Ham, they really just probably want that window to close as soon as possible. I'm sure there'll be more incomings at West Ham after there's a few more outgoings. Shaughnessy has got the ball midway inside his own half. Coming forward, the Irishman, who I messaged yesterday to point out his Wikipedia page shows that Conor Shaughnessy is now a Cape Verde international, which I must admit I wasn't watching the World Cup very closely if that was the case. Not true, I'm afraid. I don't think he's going to get a call up for the West African Islands. Here's Swanson going down the left-hand side, and there's a chance for Brooksmith to drive in the area past Walker-Peters. He holds him off initially, and Walker-Peters comes back with a brilliant challenge. Pompey corner kick, 0-0.
Yeah, shows good pace, doesn't he? It's good from the youngster, taking on an experienced defender at this level.
So Shane is going to have another corner to send in. Just for context, West Ham have spent one of the past 21 seasons in the second tier. They were relegated and won promotion straight away again through the playoffs, as Shane puts both hands in the air and delivers it in towards the near post.
That time all the players were at the far post.
Yeah, maybe his signals are going in Estonian as the ball. Oh, that's a poor pass from Pompey. You've got to be careful here, and LaRue has some defending to do, and he does it initially, but there's still danger, and Bowen is driving away down the right-hand side. LaRue trying to get back of him. Bowen has run out of road. LaRue has got to be more precise in those moments, though.
I mean, you can begin to see John Messino's point, can't you? I mean, it's nothing about effort, because he's got to those balls that have been loose first. But it's what he does with it.
So, Guy Whittingham, today's trivia question, and we actually mentioned it at the end of this week's episode of Who Needs Mourinho, so if you didn't hear the full thing, you won't know the answers. Pompey get another throw. How many times, Guy Whittingham, have you and I turned up at a Portsmouth game and commentated on a match?
Today?
How many in total today?
How many total today?
Yeah.
Oh, can I borrow your fingers as well?
You would need to, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's not a round number, but it's one short of a round number.
Oh, okay.
Next week is a round number. Swanson to take a throw.
I'll have to have a think about that one.
Played in field, and just as I mentioned, our BBC Sounds show Who Needs Mourinho, which you can listen to every week on BBC Sounds by searching the words Portsmouth. Make sure you click subscribe so you get to hear it every week. Myself, Chris Wise, and assorted guests. The chant goes up from the Pompey fans away to our right-hand side. And if you're listening to the commentary on BBC Sounds today and you're someone who lives outside of Hampshire, Dorset and the Isle of Wight and you can't usually hear our commentary, we'd love to be able to bring it to you every week, but broadcasting rights rules means we can't. But you can on BBC Sounds. Search Portsmouth, click subscribe, and there's loads of good Portsmouth content coming right throughout the week. And also make sure you've made Portsmouth your favourite on the BBC Sport website. Again, updated pretty much daily throughout the week with news, views, quotes and opinion as the ball goes out for a throw. A Pompey throw on halfway, just in front of John Messino. 0-0.
Right, you know I'm an honest person.
Yeah.
So I do know this.
Go on.
I know this because two people helped me out today.
Right.
One was a fellow broadcaster, doesn't work for this station, but he was listening to your podcast.
Okay.
And the other one, there was someone X that was mentioned as well.
Oh, okay.
So I know it's 499 today.
It is.
I can't find that slide. Really?
Yeah, 499. So QPR next week will be our 500th commentary together. I had a look in the card shop and they don't seem to make 500th commentary cards, unfortunately.
Just buy 50 and we'll put an extra nought on the end.
I hadn't thought about that.
That's
Good
probably
idea.
the best thing to do.
Yeah, 499th today. You can tell I had a quiet day over the summer, so I totted that up.
How did you find that? I mean, have you been keeping a record or what?
I started keeping a record a few years ago, which was very much out of date. But
So it could be more then?
No. I completed the record this summer.
Okay.
So it is 499.
What's that? Is this our 13th season or 12th?
I think this might be the 14th.
Is it 14th?
Oh, no, 13th.
13th,
season,
yeah.
You're right. You were manager in 2013.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I do. Thanks for reminding me.
All right, we've been gabbling on. It's 0-0, and we've been gabbling on. The ball's been being passed around midfield, and you're not missing anything at all. But Pompey have won a free kick on halfway on the left-hand side that Michael Doyle jogs out from the bench to the technical area and instructs where he wants Zach Swanson to send this. Swanson, who stood virtually next to him off the pitch, and sends a flat ball to the edge of the penalty area. Heads go up and no one wins it, but it's going to fall on that right-hand side. Ebou Adams picks it up. There's support in the form of Devlin. Devlin gets a firm pass. I think he wanted it probably more gently towards him, but Devlin does brilliantly, and that's a great cross into the penalty area, and Brooks Smith just got underneath the ball. Swanson tries to win it back in the box. Bowen has it for West Ham. It's not a great clearance, and Pompey pick it up 30 yards out. Shane, Bishop, outside the corner of the penalty area. Pompey 40 yards out on the left, and John Messino saying go forward again to LaRue, and finds Terry Devlin on halfway, and Devlin goes long looking towards Colby Bishop, and Bishop nods it down in field, and Shane then picks it up, and Shane on that left hand side looks into the penalty area, and Ebou Adams is climbing over Alvarez's back. Oh, and there's a confusion there between the goalkeeper and the defender, and Ebou Adams is saying that the goalkeeper got a back pass, and then he stops Hermanson, the goalkeeper, who throws Ebou Adams to the ground, and the referee says let's calm everything down. 0-0.
Well, has he got a point?
We didn't get a replay of the last notable moment. Oh, we'll get a replay of this one.
No, it's not a back. It's not a back pass.
He's had a swing at the ball, and
you can see why he's appealing for it.
Yeah.
No need for the goalkeeper to raise his arms, though.
It'd be great fun, though, free kick inside the 6-yard box, especially on the goal line, isn't it? Those are good fun, those. We're just outside the goal, so on the dead ball line. It is goalless. On BBC Radio Solent Sport, the home of live sport across the south. It's West Ham trying to play their way out of their own penalty area. Segacic is putting lots of pressure on Hermanson, who calmly plays it to Mavropanos. And West Ham go long. Shaughnessy is trying to deal with it, and volleys that one back to Schmidt. That's not the nicest back pass, and Schmidt volleys it out for a throw, but I think that was quite well done from the goalkeeper.
Yes, you can't blame him for not taking any risks there, can you?
Midway point of the first half. West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. League Cup first round action on BBC Radio Solent and on BBC Sounds across the UK. And on your smart speaker, just say play BBC Radio Solent, the home of every Pompey game live and the home of Rick Jackson at breakfast, who is a big Pompey fan. Every weekday morning between 6 and 10, join Rick for fun, news, and what's going on in the south, and a bit of sport as well, of course. As the ball is back with Schmidt. Not the nicest first touch, but it took it away from goal, so he could clear it away. Segicic isn't going to win too many headers. Devlin goes up in the air, and Conte commits the foul. Free kick, Pompey. Guy, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Well, I've been very pleasantly surprised. I think it's a mixture of Portsmouth feeling confident and West Ham, maybe, just some of the lethargy that comes with getting relegated. I don't think they seem to have grasped what this game is about. Portsmouth have had plenty possession. They've pressed well. No scares really from a point of view, apart from obviously that one corner, which was the free header.
A lot of boos for a hydration break. It is quite warm today. Is it warm enough for? I don't know.
Was this announced before the game?
No. I know there are rules in place if we've reached a certain temperature. We're in our shorts and t-shirts, but it's not baking hot, is it?
No, it's not humid, is it at all, really?
It's warm enough to go for a sea swim, as I'll be doing on Hayden Island tomorrow, but...
I went on the, can I say the pink ferry? Well, I've said it anyway, across from...
Apologies, just had a few technical issues there at the London Stadium. West Ham against Portsmouth. We'll try and bring that back for you as soon as possible. 0-0 there. In fact, I think we might just be able to can hear something in the background with Andy Moon and Guy Whittingham. A few technical issues there, but as I say, we will get back to that as soon as possible. I, meanwhile, here for BBC Radio Solent are at the Silver Lake Stadium for Eastleigh against Gateshead, and Ollie Hawkins makes his first Eastleigh start, the Wembley hero for Portsmouth back in 2019. And he's not been on the score sheet, but Eastleigh do lead by 1-0 here at the Silver Lake Stadium. Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 0. This is their first match of the National League campaign. There's a full programme of non-league scores as well, and 27 League Cup games taking place this afternoon. West Ham against Portsmouth. Just briefly, we've lost Andy Moon and Guy Whittingham there. Not the most eventful of matches so far. But there's a crowd of around 50,000 and 9,000 Portsmouth supporters. They are going to try and get back and commentate for you as soon as possible. The old technical gremlins in the system right now. I can bring you some scores elsewhere though in the League Cup in the meantime. Apologies for this. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Millwall 1. After 70 minutes, that was a 2 o'clock kickoff. Cambridge United 2, Barnet 1 is how it finished. A 1 o'clock kickoff earlier. These are the 3 o'clocks now. Peterborough are 1-0 up at Bristol Rovers. It's Bromley 0, Reading 1. Burton lead Blackburn 1-0 at home. Cardiff have just equalised at home to Swindon. That's 1-1. Crewe lead Accrington by 1-0. It's Derby 0, Lincoln 2. Fleetwood are 1-0 up at home to Chesterfield. Blackpool are 1-0 up at Grimsby. Leicester 1, Northampton 0. Norwich 2, MK Dons 0. Everywhere else is goalless. We can now hand back to your commentary team at West Ham. Guy Whittingham, Andy Moon.
Sorry about that. You didn't miss anything other than Pompey winning a free kick on the left that they are about to throw into the area. We have got some new equipment that we are, let's just say we're still road testing. So.
Andy, you've been very kind there. I think it was probably me because the cable's right by me, so I probably moved my arm and yanked it with me.
We win as a team and we lose as a team. Shane prepares to deliver. Here's Segicic into the near post. Good delivery. West Ham win the first header, get it away. Segicic heads it back into the penalty area. Onside, loose ball, again headed away. Brooksmith back to the box. Bishop trying to get on the end of it. And there's a foul in there. Is there? No. Still there for Swanson trying a shot. I see what he was trying. It didn't come off. It's well wide. It's a goal kick. And it is 0-0.
Yeah, I think he just got a nudge, didn't he? Just as he was pulling his leg back.
So West Ham to take the goal kick. Apologies for that slight interruption. Transfer latest, by the way. Pompey, medical done for Abu Kamara.
Oh no, he's gone down.
Oh, this is not good. Is that Ibu Adams?
Yeah.
He's going to get up. He's in a bit of pain. It's a free kick. Abu Kamara, medical done. That's going to be done fairly soon. There's going to be a lot of celebration with that. And there's also Bavuma McQueen from Chelsea on loan. That's going to happen as well. It is 0-0. You're listening to BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Something going off the ball here. Referee having a word with a couple of West Ham players.
Well, Ibu Adams has got up and looks like he's okay, which is good. Pompey really don't want to be suffering further injuries here, do they?
No, absolutely not. Paul and Castellanos. Castellanos? Castellanos
is apparently the pronunciation. He is a Argentine.
Oh, there you
and
go.
We know they're very,
yes.
very calm and measured on the pitch. As Bishop chests it down, not in the World Cup squad, but he has been capped for Argentina. Shaughnessy goes back to Schmidt. West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. BBC Radio Solent Sport. Swanson looking for Brooke Smith. Firm challenge comes in from Mavropanos, and that goes out for a throw. Swanson 30 yards out on the left-hand side, down towards the touchline looking for Bishop. Volleyed out by Mavropanos, another throw. Just think Pompey could find a goal. They're going to look on this first half performance as exactly what they've been after.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, even from the goalkeeper's dead ball now, they're pressing aggressively.
Shane goes back to Shaughnessy, and once more Regan Poole, who's the deepest man. West Ham, everyone inside their own half. Shaughnessy ball down the line looking for Swanson, doesn't find it, but does win Pompey another throw. During the hydration break, someone ran down shouting, "Boring, boring."
Yeah, well, if you're a West Ham fan, you can understand them singing that, don't you? Because it's from their point of view, it's been Portsmouth have had really controlled possession, and they've sort of sprung on Portsmouth when they've got it, but not really done too much damage in terms of quality. But you do know that if Portsmouth do give the ball away in crucial positions, then you're very unlikely to get away with it.
Pompey want a free kick, they're not going to get one. Shane uses the ball well, goes back to Regan Poole, whose first touch just got away from him, but he had time, and Pompey over halfway on that right-hand side with Devlin. And that ball goes out, and Pompey want the throw, and Segicic goes quickly to take it, but the decision has gone West Ham's way, 0-0. So I mentioned earlier, West Ham averaged 62,453 last season, second highest in the country. Now, there are a few clubs who, if they have bigger stadiums, might get more, but that is an astonishing number of fans coming through every week to what is not the greatest stadium in not the most accessible place. Pompey fans, they're the ones making some noise away to our right-hand side. Swanson with a chance to send that ball in towards the penalty area. Long diagonal delivery to come from Swanson, though he's told to get back. And he goes short. So LaRue, he's going to launch his forward towards the West Ham penalty area, flat towards the far post. Bishop's pulled out there, chests it down. Adams, not too many options on that left wing. Shane provides one. Shane, with that light blonde hair, finds Adams. Now a chance to cross with his left foot, blocked behind. And that's a fourth Pompey corner of this first half.
A good patient play as well, isn't it? Shane had the ball at his feet, he could have crossed it, didn't think there was a good enough target, so went back to Abu Adams, wide on the left, and then get a corner from it. Now I wonder if he can be in the same place as the ball this time.
We'll see. In it comes, high towards the far post, where West Ham easily headed away. Segicic chests it down, you know what's coming next, he strikes it, and it's into the net! Adrian Segicic picks up where he left off. A left-footed strike that Hermanson couldn't get a hand to. And 32 minutes gone. West Ham 0, Portsmouth 1.
Slight deflection, I think, which probably wrong-footed the goalkeeper, but it was a good strike. He took it down on the chest, wait for it to drop for a half volley, not closed down quick enough by any West Ham players. What was he, inside the D? You expect, or you should expect, a player to get there. Look, just outside the D, I suppose, but slight deflection. Took it wide of the goalkeeper.
As soon as that ball headed in his direction, you know what's coming. You know he's going to strike it, but you're right. It's not quite bodies on the line to close him down. And Portsmouth lead away at West Ham in the League Cup first round.
That's how he likes them to fall, Segasic, isn't it? He wants them to fall on that left foot of his. He controlled it well, jumped up, took it off his chest, as I said, had a bounce, and then measured the half volley. Struck through the ball nicely. Deflection took it away from the goalkeeper.
West Ham will look to go back to come forward again from the kickoff. Ball is sent forward, and is the offside flag going to go up? No. Ball is going to come out of play for a West Ham throw down by the edge of the penalty area on the right. Back to Bowen. Pompey fans the ones making noise. Back the ball goes to Mavropanos. And Mavropanos back to Alvarez. Well, just in the last couple of minutes, Pompey leading 1-0, there's just been a little bit more urgency, and West Ham seriously need some urgency because they haven't shown much so far. And the Pompey fans make some noise. A reminder, you can hear today's game BBC Sounds. That is the place to get our weekly podcast, Who Needs Mourinho. New episode should be up on Monday, as well as post-match interviews today, pre-match interviews through the week.
Sorry, Andy. Portsmouth just trying to keep those lines tight, defence not drop off too far, so there's no way that West Ham can play through or make it difficult, so that, you know, the player on the ball has to think, well, if I play it through and they get us on the counter, I don't really want to do that. I could go over the top, but Schmidt is in a good position off his line.
Now down the right-hand side, Devlin fires it into the middle. It's cleared away, and Portsmouth will have a throw. There's a West Ham player, Conte, down, and he will need some treatment. Half and half scarves are banned at the London Stadium. I was reading the rules that were sent to us. Not that I was likely to turn up in one, but half and half scarves banned here. That might be one of the most positive things about this stadium. Well, West Ham have not got going, and Pompey very much have, and they lead 1-0 through Adrian Segacic's strike. 11 goals last season, and he's got one here. Down the touchline, Segacic goes down. He wants a free kick, he's got a throw. It's not quite the same. Pompey fans are making their voices heard. Throw to Pompey on the right, down by the corner flag. Good attacking position. Conte with the challenge, and this time he wins the throw against Devlin. West Ham runners-up in this competition in 1966 and 1981. Quarter-finalists as recently as 2024 and 2022. But of course, when playing in Europe, they would have been entitled to a bye to the third round. It's when the European clubs enter the competition. Ball is chipped forward by West Ham, and Pompey get a foot in and can win it in midfield. Segacic, he's won it again, and now he's driving to the penalty area. What can Segacic do? Once on his left foot, he was trying to work another shot. It wasn't on, and West Ham win themselves a free kick.
Abou Adams made a great run around him. Should have played him in, but as we know, he wants to come back on that left foot.
Long ball launched forward by West Ham and controlled by Castellanos. He's offside. Free kick Pompey. 1-0 they lead. And they
5 or 6 times
control.
now, isn't it that? And Pompey's back four line working well.
You've got to give a lot of credit to Portsmouth, but I was expecting a bit more from West Ham.
Yeah, this isn't Premier League tempo from them at all, is it?
It's flat, and they find themselves behind as Schmidt prepares to go long, looking towards Bishop, and that ball is volleyed up in the air, and Portsmouth have a throw in a good attacking position on the left-hand side. Well, you've got to wonder what Nuno Espirito Santos is going to change at half-time, because you'd imagine it's definitely going to be something. Swanson to Bishop, and Bishop looking back and trying to find Swanson, and West Ham just about scramble it clear, but as is the case at the minute, every time they scramble it clear, it's coming back. Loose ball outside the penalty area. Segicic picks it up. It might fall for Adams. Adams sends it to Devlin on the right-hand side, 40 yards out in acres of space. Bishop saying, let's deliver this into the penalty area. Instead it goes down towards the right-hand side. Segicic twists and turns one way and the other. And now he delivers to the far post. And Bishop's trying to get on the end of it. And Walker-Peters has done just enough. And it's behind for a Portsmouth corner kick. Their 5th of the half. They lead 1-0.
It's actually very good defending by Walker-Peters at the far post. Always difficult area to defend that. And he made sure Bishop wasn't able to get a clean touch on it, and just got a touch on it himself. Bit of a wrestle match, but
he's playing the ball there, isn't he? You can get away with a bit of wrestling if you're trying to play the ball. And
he had his eye on the ball. He wasn't not looking at it.
Shane is going to send this corner in. Be a right-footed in swinging delivery in towards that near post, headed away, and Pompey will have a throw down by the corner flag. 6 to the break, 1-0 Portsmouth. You listen to BBC Radio Solent Sport, home of live sport across the south. And Shane's going to leave that for Swanson to take.
Is this the new rule? He's got 5 seconds to take it? What goes on here then?
Well, the referee is now saying you got 5 seconds. And West Ham, that looked like came off a hand. Bishop surely offside if he goes to it. Flag doesn't go up, and ball loose in the penalty area for a minute, and West Ham through Kilman incredibly hurriedly get the ball clear. Ipswich rumoured to be looking at Max Kilman. Not sure this 40 minutes is doing any West Ham player much good in terms of getting a move somewhere. Throw down the line. Portsmouth again attacking. Ibu Adams down by the corner flag. What can he do? Shane, nice touch from him. Ball on the right, fired in and deflected and into the arms of Matt Hermansen. And you're starting to hear some frustration from the West Ham fans. 1-0 down. And it's that one set piece, Guy, is their chance. They've had one free header and they should have done better with it. As again they give the ball away. And Alvarez comes in and he makes a mess of that. And the ball goes out for a Pompey throw, and it's just all going Pompey's way at the minute.
Well, it's because they're putting the effort in. You know, West Ham aren't. That's basically what it is. That one there, Brooks Smith wasn't favourite to win that, but he charged on. He got there as quickly as he could, and he came out having won the ball, getting a throw in the attacking third again.
Swanson going down to Bishop. Swanson trying to play that one infield, and it goes out for a Portsmouth throw down by the corner flag. Blue Army rings out in the London Stadium.
It could very well be that attitude, you know, that West Ham players be looking at Portsmouth finished, you know, just managed to stay up in the Championship. This won't be much of a game for us.
Well, it hasn't been much of a game from them so far. Shane, left-hand side, looks up, touch from LaRue, and LaRue goes back to Regan Poole, who will keep it moving for Schmidt. Shocknessy swings a leg through it to get it ball forward. Shane again gets there ahead of Alvarez, and Shane drives forward. This is good from Rocco Shane to hit one from distance. Oh, and it's just saved by Hermansen, and Segicic lurking, can't get to the second. Guy, Pompey want to win this game. There's a second before half-time here.
He's Shane again, wasn't it? On the front foot, ready to go and chase it, anticipated it.
West Ham with Walker-Peters down on this right-hand side. Walker-Peters coming in field. And ball from Scarles comes towards the left-hand side. Here's Conte. Oh, that's good work from Conte in the penalty area. A chance for an equaliser! And there is the leveller from Castellanos. West Ham's first meaningful attack. Pompey cut open far too easily. And there's a leveller for West Ham against the run of play. West Ham 1, Portsmouth 1.
Yeah, it's the skill of Conte, wasn't it, on that left-hand wing. First Devlin and then Poole. He got around and then perfect ball into the middle. With Poole already out of position. He found himself on his own and hit the net. That's what you have got with these teams. They might not have the attitude, or we haven't seen the attitude today, but they've got the quality. And that's what was shown then.
And West Ham are level before the break, and real frustration for Portsmouth. Because when I said I felt a second goal was there, that's the way the game felt like it's heading. But there's West Ham with a leveller. And Pompey will have to respond. So Shane take the kick-off, straight back to Nico Schmidt. John Messina pretty honest this week, saying still needs significant additions to his squad, as that ball is too long from Schmidt and will go all the way through to Hermansen. He made a decent save from Shane, who is a box-to-box midfielder, but not one who has a huge goal-scoring pedigree. Well, Paul has committed a foul then. He's clattered straight into his man there. And West Ham have a free kick. It was Conte. Sometimes when you go round a centre-half guy, they might come back and make you suffer next time you have it. But it was a skill from Mamadou Conte, player who Marseille and Monaco both interested in, Frenchman. As we approach minute 45 at the end of this half. Crossfield ball is nodded down by West Ham. Here's Pablo, and suddenly West Ham fans seek to lead before the interval. Shane got from Bowen, it's deflected. West Ham have turned it around, it's into the net. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Jarrod Bowen's deflected strike, Crawley goes past Nico Schmidt, and really out of nothing, it's suddenly West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with that. Did it take a deflection? Once you know him in that area there, you know there's going to be a bit of a problem. How much the deflection did take it away, we'll wait and see. But again, I think, first bit, I mean, it's done the goalkeeper, it's changed direction of the ball, isn't it? It's the same as Segatic.
He's got no chance, has he? You just see deflection off Shotnessie's back, and Schmidt stands no chance. And somehow Guy Whittingham, I think, was that 3 minutes of added time?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
2-1 West Ham. Somehow West Ham are going to head into the break not level ahead. So Schmidt with the ball at his feet outside the penalty area, and he's going to loft it long towards the edge of the box. West Ham with the header, and Shotnessy with some defending to do, and he scrambles that one away from Pablo. Devlin trying to get on the end of it, can't quite get the touch he wanted, so he just clips it down the touchline. One for Ebu Adams to chase, and chase he will, and put Scarles under pressure. Clearance forward means Pompey will pick it up again through Regan Poole, and Regan Poole is going to go back once more to Nico Schmidt with his right foot, lofts that ball forward, and West Ham pick it up and will look to try and drive forward up towards halfway. Ball is chipped forward to the edge of the box, nodded down, and Bowen picks it up, loses it, and Segacic, nice bit of skill from him, needs to find a yellow shirt, and does. Shane tried to keep it moving, a lot of West Ham players there. Shane lost it, won it back, in danger of losing it again. It suddenly got a bit chaotic in that midfield, and Shane and Adams running around, but West Ham work it nicely, and Pablo plays a 1-2, and Shane has it, and Pablo has it on the right hand side, 40 yards out. Ball has gone back to Mavropanos, and that's helped to the left hand side to Scarles, and Kilman brings it forward, cries of shoot, instead he'll play it to the left. Pompey needs to switch on here, Swanson plays that up in the air, there's chance of 3, Schmidt makes a save, behind for a corner, it's 2-1, and Pompey are in danger here.
Well, it took them 42 minutes to realise that there's a game of football going on, didn't it? Well, now they all want a part of it, whereas before they weren't really interested. The attitude's changed from them.
2-1, corner kick, 45 seconds left. Left-footed in swinging corner. It's coming towards Pompey's penalty area. Schmidt comes and punches to the edge of the box. Brooke Smith looking to try and lead a breakout. Challenge comes in, Pompey throw on the left on halfway. They've got about 30 seconds. Reminder, 08000 321 333 is our WhatsApp number. Start with Solent, 81333. The text number, again, start with the word Solent. At Solent Sport is where you can find us on social media. For your verdicts, Ian Wilding will read them out. John Messino is going to be wondering how his side are trailing by 2-1 as we head into the interval. And the half-time whistle goes here at the London Stadium. And there's warm applause, Guy, when 8 minutes ago I think we thought there'd be a chorus of boos.
Undoubtedly. We all know goals change games, don't they? And that's what's happened here. It's everybody was expecting that sort of West Ham approach from the beginning, weren't they? But as I said, could have got caught up in the relegation sort of thoughts, thinking about maybe going somewhere else as players. Suddenly Conte does a bit of magic on the left-hand side. They score a goal, and suddenly everybody wants the ball. That's what can happen. But we know they've got quality. It's just they haven't showed the attitude until that 42nd minute.
Well, Pompey have certainly shown something in this first half, but they're heading into the interval 2-1 down. WhatsApp messages, text messages, you can get in contact with us on X. All very welcome. Half time here at the London Stadium. West Ham United 2, Portsmouth 1.
This is BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Well, Chris Underwood says defenders needed, it's that simple. And Mark Somerset says only joy West Ham are getting is down our right, because West Ham go in front, but it was going so well for Pompey after this wonder goal.
In it comes, high towards the far post, where West Ham easily headed away. Segicic chests it down, you know what's coming next. He strikes it, and it's into the net! Adrian Segicic picks up where he left off. A left-footed strike that Hermansen couldn't get a hand to.
But before half-time, 2 goals in quick succession. The match has turned around, an equaliser, and then this goal.
Shane got from Bowen, deflected. West Ham have turned it around, it's into the net. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Jarrod Bowen's deflected strike. Crawley goes past Nico Schmidt. And really out of nothing, it's suddenly West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1.
That's how it stands at half-time. 08000 321 333 is the WhatsApp number. 81333 to get in touch via text. Make sure you start your message with Solent at Solent Sport on X. And at 5:30 this evening, our commentary continues. 6-hour Solent special with Southampton at Colchester. Also in the League Cup first round. It is all to come, and at half-time we'll go over to Seville with our Cherries commentator ahead of their pre-season friendly tonight. We'll go through all the League Cup scores, all the non-league scores and sports news nationally and locally on the home of live sport across the south.
BBC Radio Solent Sport. Afternoons with Alan Newman.
The squeaky cheese. Did you get the squeaky cheese, Paul?
It's mozzarella.
No.
No? Oh, what is it?
It's halloumi.
Halloumi. No. I thought that was a magician.
Do you like halloumi?
Never had it. What's it like?
Squeaky.
Squeaky.
Yeah. That's one of the only cheeses you can cook on a barbecue because essentially it doesn't change its state.
Oh, right. So it's wobbly too. Tell you what, in a minute when we go out to the shops, I'm going to buy some.
You buy some and then report back on your squeaky cheese adventure.
Afternoons with Alan Newman.
Weekdays from 2.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Solent. Ian Wilding.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Don't forget you can subscribe to our Portsmouth BBC Sounds page and you'll get a notification when our episodes drop, including post-match from John Messino later, and there'll be a brand new Who Needs Mourinho next week. The same applies to Southampton and Bournemouth. Just search Bournemouth or Southampton or Portsmouth into BBC Sounds and click subscribe. Solent Sport, BBC Radio Solent. I'm here at the Silver Lake Stadium where Eastleigh are 1-0 up at home to Gateshead. Sidwell with a free header in the penalty area to start the Spitfires campaign, and we'll go through a full rundown of non-league scores just in a second. Elsewhere then in the League Cup, Cambridge beat Barnet 2-1. QPR Millwall has gone to penalties. That got underway at 2 o'clock. That finished 1-1. Elsewhere, Wigan are 1-0 up at Barnsley. Bradford lead Rochdale by a goal to nil. Bristol Rovers 0, Peterborough 1. Bromley Reading is 1-1. Notts County, who won promotion last season, against Burnley, who were relegated to the Championship. And Notts County have a shock 1-0 lead at Burnley. A surprise lead for Burton as well, 1-0 up at home to Tony Mowbray's Blackburn. Ian Holloway's Swindon, a 2-1 down at Cardiff, who won promotion last season to the Championship. Crewe 1, Accrington 0. Lincoln 2-1 up at Derby in the League Cup. It's hard to think that is also an all-championship fixture now. Fleetwood are 1-0 up at home to Chesterfield. It's Gillingham 0, Luton 1. Grimsby 0, Blackpool 1. Leicester have a 1-0 lead at home to Northampton. Russell Martin's first competitive match in charge at the Foxes. Norwich going well. Two of Russell Martin's ex-clubs, Norwich and MK Dons. It's Norwich 3, MK Dons 0. Preston are down to 10 men. They are 1-0 down at home to Huddersfield. And it is Swansea 0, Birmingham 1. And West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1 in our BBC Radio Solent Sport commentary. Half-time in all of those games. Everywhere else is goalless in the 3 o'clocks. This message here from John Tucker. 40 minutes of very good play by Pompey. Quality from Hammers for first goal. Think both their goals. LaRue hesitates, and that's all they needed. Trouble with Seggs in front of Devlin. He wanders and leaves the right wing exposed. A good point there being made from John. And this message here from Heather in Southampton. I have family members that are Pompey and West Ham fans, so it's going to be a frenzy in my house. I dread to think, Heather. Thank you for your message. 81333 on the text. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Solent, your first word. At Solent Sport on X. We'll cross very shortly in just a second to our Cherries commentator Jordan Clark. In the non-league football, though, as I say here, it's Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 0 at half-time. In the National League South, AFC Totton 0-0 at Farnham. Promotion winners from last season, Farnham, and big spenders expected to be up there come the end of the season. In the Southern League Premier South, Havant and Waterlooville are 1-0 down at Berkhamsted. Poole, who won every game in pre-season, are 2-0 up at Chichester. Frome 1, Wimborne 0. A poor start to the campaign for the Magpies, first 45 minutes. Sholing are 1-0 up at home to Bath, who were relegated last season. And Gosport Trail 1-0 away at Yate Town. What a big game in the Southern League Premier South, because what a way to start the season. It is Weymouth against Dorchester at the Bob Lucas. The two big rivals, two sides relegated last season, and it's Weymouth 2, Dorchester 1. It's also Shaftesbury 1, Bishops Cleeve 0. And in the Isthmian League South Central, AFC Portchester Trail 1-0 at home to Westfields. It's 1-1 between Moneyfields and Southall, and Winchester City 2, Egham Town 0. You're listening to Solent Sport, BBC Radio Solent. I'm Ian Wilding, and in the cricket, there's a 100 double-header Utilita Bowl today with Southern Brave hosting Manchester Super Giants. The men's gets underway at 6 o'clock, and the women's got underway at 2:30 this afternoon. And currently, well, Manchester Super Giants, in fact, 139 for 4, so Southern Brave yet to bat. Southern Brave women needing 140 runs to win. Portsmouth at West Ham, 7 or 8 minutes away from the second half. West Ham 2, Pompey 1. And after 5 o'clock, we'll build up in depth to Southampton at Colchester with our commentary team, Adam Blackmore and Joe Tessam. So really looking forward to that too as well. But Bournemouth continuing their pre-season preparations this evening against Real Betis from 7:30. The Cherries have travelled to Seville for the match, and so too as our Bournemouth commentator Jordan Clark, who's there, can join us live out in Seville. Clarky, good to have you over there. What's the situation? How was the journey, first of all?
Afternoon, Waldo. The situation before I get to the journey, first of all, is that it is very, very hot out here, and Bournemouth fans may have seen already, but the kick-off tonight has just been put back by half an hour due to extreme heat out here in Seville at the moment. As I look at the BBC weather app, I'm taking refuge at the moment in my hotel, having just arrived, so quite comfortable with the air conditioning, but outside it is 39 degrees. Wow. And that half an hour, so that'll put it back to 9 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock UK time for kickoff in the game against Real Betis. We'll take it down about 5 degrees by the looks of it, according to the weather app at the moment, to about 34 degrees. So it's still going to be absolutely sweltering for the players. and some test for them in what is essentially their penultimate pre-season friendly against Real Betis later on this evening. The journey, I'm pleased to say, was smoother than my journey back from Austria, although my first train I was meant to be on did get cancelled. Thankfully, there was another one running just after, so I managed to jump on that.
Did well there. And I remember you saying at Nottingham Forest it was the hottest you've been in a press box, but I think that might beat it tonight. And as you mentioned, the challenge for Betis, preparing for a return to the Champions League. So it is a cracking game, isn't it, for Bournemouth as well, to really test themselves?
Yeah, I think so, Wada. This feels like maybe it's going to be their first proper test in terms of the way they're going to play the game, unless they'll change it now because of the heat. But you'll have seen they were playing sort of 4 quarters in some of their first pre-season friendlies. They were playing, lower league opposition in St. Pauli in terms of a Bundesliga 2 side. They beat Genoa 10-1 in a behind closed doors friendly on Tuesday, which looked very much like a practice match for Genoa, and not a huge test for Bournemouth. I'm hoping what we'll get this evening is a real look maybe at how Marco Rose is potentially going to line up come that first game in a couple of weeks' time against Manchester City. They've still got another friendly to come out in Germany next week against Mainz. I think they'll play 2 friendlies, but again, one of those will be.
Oh, we just lost Jordan Clark there, unfortunately. We'll try and get Clarkie back if we can, but he's out in Seville. As he said, it's been delayed by half an hour, so that's now going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff now tonight. A real test against Real Betis. So we'll get some reaction from that as well in our breakfast sport bulletins every half an hour from 6 o'clock on Monday morning. In the meantime, here at the Silver Lake Stadium, Eastleigh have just got their second half underway. They lead Gateshead at home by 1-0. Portsmouth at West Ham. Portsmouth losing, I should say, 2-1. They did lead by a goal to nil. It's West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1. And you can hear commentary of both those games. That one here this afternoon at London Stadium, and at Colchester for the 5:30 for Southampton. That is also on BBC Sounds and your smart speaker with Adam Blackmore and Joe Tesson. In other sports news, though, in football, the Premier League champions Arsenal have signed the Newcastle United captain Bruno Guimaraes for £75 million. A 28-year-old Brazil midfielder has joined on a 4-year deal with the option of a further 12 months. And in Speedway tonight, Poole Pirates are on the road again, travelling to Berwick Bandits in the Championship. Poole now top the table, and tapes go up at 7:30. We can bring back Jordan Clark then in Seville. Sorry, lost you there for a second, Clarkie, but what I was going to say as well, what about Juanlu? Ironically joining from Sevilla, arriving this week. Do you think he might don the Cherries shirt for the first time tonight?
Yeah, I don't know, Waldo. That's certainly the next thing I'm going to try and find out, having just arrived here, is sort of what squad's out here, who might play. If you remember in the week, we spoke to Mario, the Spanish football journalist, who I'm hoping to meet at the match tonight. He thought it might be a bit of a risk for Bournemouth to play their new signing against Real Betis. Of course, he's come from Sevilla. That is the big rivalry here in the city. And apparently he's got a bit of history with Betis. So whether Bournemouth risk him this evening, I don't know. I'll hopefully find that out by the time I speak to you next. But it would be nice to see what looks like a really exciting signing for the Cherries and a decent bit of business at a good price. In it right back, he looks very attacking, very forward-thinking, as we've come to expect perhaps from Bournemouth's defensive fullback signings in recent years. Also looking forward to, I'm sure, probably seeing Antonio Silva for the first time as well, having arrived from Benfica at centre back. So it should be a good test for Bournemouth this evening. And you chuck in the heat, which we've already spoken about as well, and the opposition in Real Betis being in the Champions League. I'm hoping maybe we might start to see kind of how this Marco Rose side is really going to set up and shape up, and maybe personnel wise as well, for that first game against Manchester City in a couple of weeks.
Great stuff, Jordan. Looking forward to that. Thanks for coming on from the hotel room in Seville as well, and 39 degrees. As Clarkie says, it will dip to a mere 34 later on for Bournemouth's pre-season friendly, their penultimate pre-season friendly against Real Betis. About a minute away from the players coming out, by the sounds of it, at London Stadium, where it's West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1 in the League Cup first round. John says did they have a hydration break at the Silver Lake? No, they didn't, John. I was expecting one. It's warm up here. I think it's warm at the London Stadium. They did have a hydration break there. And let's cross now to your commentary team for the second half on Sound Smart Speaker, all Solent frequencies. Guy Whittingham and Andy Moon.
Thanks, Ian. Oh, see, that's the joy of non-league football. They didn't worry with hydration breaks in non-league football. There is quite a few subs of both sides. In fact, pretty much all of them are out warming up ahead of the second half. We expect the players to come out very soon. And we know that because the giant bubble machines. I tell you what, my one-year-old daughter would love it if I brought one of those home for the garden, one of those giant bubble machines down on the touchline. They're really churning them out.
You'd enjoy it, you mean?
I really wouldn't. The cat wouldn't, I'll tell you that. Right. Well, there's 3 of them down there. They wouldn't notice if one disappeared, I'm sure.
There's 4.
4?
There's 5, 6.
See, again, no, they wouldn't notice. Right, Pompey coming back out. Go, what do you say as a manager when you're playing a good team and for 40 minutes you're pretty good?
Yeah, you've just got to be. I mean, it's that penalty box entries, wasn't it? I mean, it's a different standard of player. You look at, look at Conte for that goal. It's just good skill that fooled the defenders, and then he picked out his man. That's why they cost 20 odd million, whatever it is. How much was he?
He wasn't one of the really expensive ones, but he is someone who they could.
There it is, just as we do it.
And yeah, it's a simple finish. There is interest in Conte. He didn't make his Premier League debut till December. There is a feeling that he could be someone they could look to try and build around this season. We'll have to see on that one. John Harley having a word with the 4th official, Harrison Blair, down on the touchline. But a lot of it, Guy, just keep doing what you were doing, because there was a lot that was good.
Yeah, just unfortunately, skill of certain players defensively weren't quite good enough.
I wouldn't say the West Ham fans have sprinted back to their seats for the start of the second half. They are slowly filling their seats again. But this is a season where anything other than promotion would be viewed as a big failure for them. So BBC Radio Solent, BBC Sounds for today only, I'm afraid. But if you are in the UK, I don't know what's going on there. Pablo and Ibu Adams have, they've just squared up to each other on somewhere around halfway. That was a warm welcome, I guess. Could you call it that? We're back underway for the second half. It's fairly quiet inside the London Stadium, and the free kick has gone West Ham's way early on. It is West Ham United 2, Portsmouth 1. As I said, BBC Radio Solent and around the UK on BBC Sounds. And the lineups: West Ham have got Hermanson in goal, Walker-Peters, Mavropanos, Kilman and Scarles, their back 4. The midfield: Jared Bowen, Orford, Amadou Conte and Edson Alvarez, he's the deepest. Valentin Castellanos and Pablo, their strikers. Alphonse Areola, James Ward-Prowse, El Hadji Malik Diouf, Joel Veltman, George Earthy, Caelan Casey, Iridus Gola Betskis, Ezra Mayers and Josh Ajala are their substitutes. Pompey, who are unchanged, are in possession, and there's a few players in this Pompey starting 11 who you look at and think, will they be able to play the full 90 minutes? Zach Swanson is one I'm thinking of. I've seen Odin Bailey come on and play as that is a makeshift left back if he does come on. I said the fans were meandering back. A lot of them haven't bothered for the start of the second half. There's a load of white seats on the far side. I'm sure they'll make it
quite
eventually.
A fair few right in front of us as well. Well, not right in front of us, I mean 50 yards away in front of us.
Yes. So, ball is at the feet of Hermanson. I'll give you that Pompey lineup in just a moment.
Must
all
have
in
been
orange.
Long queues at the cafeterias, the kiosks. Pompey fans still coming back in as well.
Normally the press room's too far to...
It was today, wasn't it?
It would have been a big gamble to go down at half time. Pompey thought they were winning the ball half the pitch there. They weren't. It's Devlin pressing outside the penalty area. And LaRue's
on the opposite side to where he's defending.
Yeah, now LaRue just drops in at right back very quickly. Pompey then with Schmidt in goal, Devlin, Poole, Shaughnessy, Swanson the back four, Shane and LaRue in midfield, Segicic and Brooksmith on the flanks, Ebu Adams through the middle supporting Colby Bishop. Bielicha, Knight, Swift, Matthews, Wadding and Bailey as West Ham come down that right-hand side. Bowen helps it on. Danger still there. Real chance for Bowen. It's going to be 3. No, it's not. And it's not 3 because of Devlin's magnificent goal-saving challenge.
Well, I'm surprised that Bowen didn't take the shot on himself.
Me too. If he'd taken the shot on, it might have been 3. Right, Pompey needing to stand firm here in the penalty area. They've got defending to do. Still that chance for Pablo. The dead ball line. The ball is palmed behind by Schmidt for a West Ham corner. They lead 2-1.
Yeah, that's more like the ability we expected West Ham to have in the first half, wasn't it? I think probably Portsmouth just caught them by surprise a little bit, and they found it hard to get going.
That's going to be the challenge for Pompey, as it's going to be a left-footed in-swinging corner from the far side. I'll run through those subs in a moment, as I had to interrupt myself. Pompey need to head this one away. They do at the near post, but it's not clear completely, and it's back with Bowen. Challenge came in from Brooksmith and Shane. That's a brilliant clearance, and Pompey might be able to counter-attack here. Brooksmith's going to have to drive forward. He's got Ebu Adams with him. He skips away from a challenge. Adams is there. Now Pompey still drive forward, and Brooksmith just couldn't quite take the ball with him. Collided with the defender. The attack is still on, and Brooksmith has only got Bishop in the middle. He'll look for Bishop. Oh, came to Bishop, but albeit in an awkward angle, and he couldn't make any contact.
Yeah, it was just behind him, wasn't it? And at a height, I think, that he just couldn't get his left foot around it or his knee onto it.
2-1 West Ham lead. That Pompey subs bench: Daniel Bielicha, Josh Knight, John Swift, Hayden Matthews, Thomas Waddingham, Odin Bailey, Marko Milovanovic, Owen Kenny and Jojo Dia, as Devlin looks to send that one in behind.
We'd like to see him just when he turned on the ball there, he had 20 yards in front of him, didn't he? I'd like to see him just to advance into that space, draw one of the defenders across.
Ball with Alvarez, sorry, not Alvarez, that's Mavropanos. Cost 25 million euros from Stuttgart. As Walker Peters shows good strength, and Bowen's away down the right hand side, and there's real danger for Pompey. Bowen into the penalty area, another header, another goal for Castellanos. So straightforward, and from a position of strength. In 10 minutes, Pompey find themselves 2 goals adrift. Castellanos is not going to miss opportunities like that. Bowen made it, he finished it. West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1.
Yeah, there's the quality they've got, isn't it? You might get away with those in the Championship, but certainly not against a team that are full of still Premier League players.
And suddenly, a very promising position. Looks like you're just needing to turn around and try and be solid from here, because, well, this quality, we know it can hit you. Pompey have got to find their quality, as this is an interesting move. Thomas Waddingham is coming on for Portsmouth. Now, I suspect this might be for Ebu Adams, and we might see Bishop drop back into the 10 role, but that's just a guess. Instructions coming on from Michael Doyle on the touchline. And coming off, it's Luke Brooks-Smith coming off, and Thomas Waddingham coming on. Last season, of course, horribly affected by injuries. So,
Segicic, I think he's gone out to the left.
Bishop's initiative, I think he's just gone there for this long ball to go find him. So Segicic to the left, Waddingham on the right. We'll wait and see how this lines up as West Ham have it and look to come forward again down this left-hand side. Ollie Scarles, who broke his collarbone and missed a fair chunk of last season. Pompey win it, and here's Adams, and that's a nice ball, and here's Segicic one-on-one with the last defender driving into the penalty area. Segicic hits it straight at the goalkeeper, who fumbled it, but only a short distance away from him with Bishop closing in. He was able to pick it up. 3-1 West Ham. And suddenly Pompey look very open. And suddenly there's space for Walker Peters down that right-hand side. He's taking on Swanson, going around the outside of him, cutting back in field, slipped, able to get back to his feet. Now a ball from Orford into the penalty area is headed away. Cries of shoot from Alvarez, who has over 100 caps for Mexico as he drives forward. Oh, that is not a nice challenge. And it's a free kick to Portsmouth. And Bishop saying that should be more. And I think that should be more. That's dangerous.
It's a terrible challenge. Yeah, it's a terrible challenge.
And Ibu Adams is... Well, that's a... I think the leg lifting in the air makes it a yellow rather than a red, but it's definitely a yellow card. That's a nasty challenge from Alvarez. And Pompey haven't actually made a big deal of it.
No, John Messina was straight to the number 4, to the fourth official.
Free kick. It will be Portsmouth outside the penalty area. It's got to be a yellow card.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Just took his time.
We can allow that. 3-1 West Ham lead. BBC Radio Solent Sport. By the way, the previous attendance record in this competition, 35,129 for Leeds United against huge local clash between them and Shrewsbury. Okay, maybe not. Not that local. I don't know how many of those 35,000 were Shrewsbury fans, but I have some friends who are Leeds United fans, and just getting a ticket.
It wasn't at Shrewsbury then, obviously.
It wasn't at Shrewsbury. I would worry for the safety of 35,000 in that ground at Shrewsbury. The new meadow, ball out of play. Pompey throw 30 yards out on the right-hand side. It is 3-1 to West Ham. Castellanos has 2 of them. Bowen with a deflected strike, the other, all after Pompey had led through Segicic's strike. Adams. Pompey on the attack down the right. West Ham win the ball, then lose it. And this is work to Rocco Shane, to Segicic, edge of the penalty area. Segicic wants to get a shot away, deflects up in the air, and it's going to go behind for a corner kick to Portsmouth.
He's not interested in passing to anybody if he's around that goal mouth, Segicic, is he?
No. What's that now? 5 in 4 games, goals? Are you allowed to count? Does that run? No,
previous season doesn't count.
So 1 in 1, that's all you're allowing.
I think it's 1 in 5 shots he scored from today.
That's true.
I think he's the only one who's had a shot, isn't he?
Shane had that one that was tipped away. Pompey's first corner of the second half. Segicic in towards that near post, headed up in the air. And West Ham are going to scramble it clear. LaRue needs to do some defending, and he doesn't do it that well. And Pompey need to stop this ball going forward, and they don't. And I think it's overhit, and they are fortunate it's overhit because they're in real trouble if it wasn't. They trail 3-1, but at least have a throw.
Good job Conte's not left-footed. If he pinged that from left to right, there was 2 of them on their own going over the halfway line.
And that's where LaRue has got to be better at mopping up at the back.
He's made numerous mistakes today, hasn't he?
Devlin's grabbing a drink. There's a Pompey player
is that Waddingham
down,
already?
and that is Waddingham already. The referee's just going to go across and check he's okay. Well, physio's already come on. He's holding his calf. That's not a good sign. He has only been on the pitch for 4 minutes. We wait for the symbol from Steve Hard, the physio. You're listening to BBC Radio Solent Sport, and today on BBC Sounds, Pompey at home to QPR. Next week will be live from 2 p.m. on BBC Radio Solent. Do join us for that one. John Messina sat down. How many minutes has Marko Milovanovic got in the tank? Well, Bishop's still on. I guess there's other options they could bring on. It is Waddingham still getting treatment. Looking down on the touchline. It's quite lengthy treatment. Reminder, after the game, in fact actually let's head north-east of here to the Colchester Community Stadium, where a former Pompey manager, Dali Cowley, we're trying to cause an upset against Southampton at 5:30. Adam Blackmore has the team news of that one.
Andy, just the headlines for you. Ben Brereton Diaz is set to lead the line for Southampton this afternoon. We wouldn't have said that 3 or 4 months ago, or even a year ago possibly. It's a very strong side. Cienza, Dobbin, Fellows, Downs, Harwood, Bellish, Stevens, Perrett, Manning, Bree, all in there with Matsky in a 4-2-3-1 as normal, Andy. 5:30, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio Solent.
Who is that Milovanovic?
Yeah, Milovanovic and one other. Can't make out who the other is. He's just been called over. Waddingham looks like he's
that's
thoroughly off. Didn't want to swear on the radio, but he doesn't look happy, does he? You can understand. I mean, how many injuries he's had over this last season?
Well, he basically missed the whole of last season, didn't he? I think it must be worse, Guy, when you have you play the
see
whole
that
of
challenge
pre-season.
again. See how he got that knock on the. I think it was a shin.
He's hobbling off in some discomfort. So Milovanovic prepared to come on. Is that Hayden Matthews next to him? We are a very long way away. I think it's Owen Kenny. So Waddingham coming back off. Well, Waddingham's going to have to go off. Pompey are going to have to make... Yeah, they're making 3 changes here. Because if Waddingham comes off, then they've only got one more set of interchanges. And the home fans are probably reasonably getting a bit frustrated. Waddingham's been told get off the pitch and we'll get away again. 3-1 is the score.
They're just trying to delay, aren't they, before they get the subs on, so they don't restart the game a man down.
Well, Odin Bailey needs to get his shirt on. So, a Pompey debut for Marko Milovanovic. Owen Kenny making a Pompey debut as well, and make that 3 as Waddingham comes off, as Odin Bailey prepares to come on. So a triple change for Pompey at the hour mark, trailing by 3-1. Off coming Thomas Waddingham. West Ham public address system not quite nailed the Irish pronunciation there. Zach Swanson coming off for Odin Bailey. So Odin Bailey going in as left back. Someone who considers himself a number 10 probably didn't think he'd be coming on here and playing as a left back. And Luke LaRue is being withdrawn. Well, it's interesting. I'm going to call him Milovanovic until he tells me otherwise. Marezi, I think, is just a nickname that he likes to be known as, and that's what he is on the team sheet. We had some conflicting advice of what we should call Min Hyuk Yang last season. Anyway, as Bishop chests that down, Devlin down by the corner flag, chip that into the penalty area. That's not convincing goalkeeping by Hermansen, the Danish international, and Pompey win it back half the pitch. Owen Kenny around a couple, lays it off. Devlin with the challenge, and Pompey have themselves a free kick to send into the penalty area, trailing by 3-1. Guy, even just getting another one back, the whole feel of this place, because everyone's very relaxed at the moment, because they're not impressed with what they've seen, but they are assuming they're heading to a comfortable victory, and they may well be. But one goal could change that. Bailey, left-hand side, comes in field to Ibu Adams, and Rocco Shane looking to drive forward. Here's Ibu Adams firing it back. That's slightly loose, but Regan Poole outside his own penalty area will gather it and will go long, looking towards Bishop. Flicks that one on. Milovanovic is not going to get there. West Ham win it and then lose it, and Pompey drive forward, and Owen Kenny's got space to shoot it. I think on his right foot he might have had a go from 30 yards out. On his left, didn't fancy it. Here's Bailey. Pompey on the attack again. Chip beautifully into the penalty area. Segacic felt the full force of Mavropanos. He's quite a sizable figure, and Segacic wasn't going to get through that. 3-1 West Ham lead. A reminder this week was the 2026 BBC Radio Solent Pompey Fan Forum. live from the Victory Suite on Monday night, and if you didn't hear it on the night, you can still hear it on BBC Sounds. Just search for the word Portsmouth and you will be able to listen in full as a free kick is won by West Ham on halfway. God, this has been a strange hour. just because Pompey, normally if Pompey were 3-1 down an hour, you'd be pointing out flaws, and there's certainly been some of them, but for the majority of the hour they've been pretty comfortable and played pretty well.
It's those moments, isn't it? Moments of quality from Premier League players.
Ball is there with Mavropanos. Stand up if you hate the board is the chant from the West Ham fans. David Sullivan, after the panorama which exposed allegations against him in the summer, was essentially told not to come today, but he's come anyway. There is a bit of a battle for the club because Vanessa Gold, who's the daughter of the late former owner David Gold, has said she's selling 25% of her shares. Daniel Kretinsky owns 27%. Amanda Staveley has talked about buying that 25%. A lot of people want to buy a football club, Guy, that lost £100 million the last time and now been relegated.
Amazing.
Long ball is to come towards West Ham's penalty area. West Ham leading 3-1. And Shane sends it there, and it's missed by everyone. Well, Alvarez is putting his hands up in the air to say, I left it. He didn't leave it. He tried to head it and completely missed it. Do we have... can we get Snicko, like they did in the World Cup, to see if it flicks his hair and give Pompey a corner? So after the game, the quickest way you're going to get reaction from John Messino and a Pompey player will be on BBC Sounds. Oh, that's a foul committed by Kenny. By Milovanovic. And you'll get it on the radio at half-time in our 5:30 kickoff, which is Colchester United against Southampton. Alvarez, who spent last season out on loan at Fenerbahce, player who cost 35 million from Ajax when he was signed. Bishop looking round the corner. Kenny could get in here for Pompey. Kenny trying to break into the box. Nice from Kenny. What can he do? Still going. Tries to help it across, and they didn't panic, West Ham, and he just ran out of ideas.
That's where the quality comes in. If that was a West Ham player, it'd probably gone to another West Ham player with a shot on goal. Because there was Abu Adams was on the edge of the box. Just had to see him and pull it back. Hopefully he'll get used to it.
Bishop turning it round the corner. Adams sprinting to try and keep that ball in down the right. There was spin on it, so he could. He comes in field trying to get past Kilman. Second ball comes to Devlin. Cries of shoot. He doesn't need too many invitations from there, but he goes wide to Kenny. Kenny coming back in field. Kenny along the edge of the penalty area. Touch for Segicic. And Segicic looking out to the right-hand side. Devlin now. Devlin with a cross, deflects. A chance, and Kenny's had a big swing and miss at that. And the home fans like that. It was a tricky ball to hit. Danger here as West Ham try and break forward, and Shane has used his hand too well to get away with a yellow card there. Free kick West Ham inside their own half. They lead Pompey by 3-1. You listen to BBC Radio Solent.
Yeah, Portsmouth still in the game though, aren't they? It's not as if they've been overran by West Ham. Yes, West Ham have got the quality, and when they want to, they can stamp their authority on the game, but they haven't really done that, although obviously 3-1 up looks like it has. Portsmouth still getting the ball in the box, still having opportunities.
Ibu Adams is down his haunches. Conte needs some treatment. He's got cramp, it looks like. Bright looking player, Mamadou Conte. Premier League debut last season. West Ham have not made any changes yet. They lead by 3-1 as we approach the midway point of the second half. We're going to have another hydration break. It's not that warm.
An official one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not been blown. Well, the Pompey players are walking across to the touchline. Keep you bang up to date. You can follow us on X at Solent Sport for all the latest breaking Pompey transfer news. those two arrivals, Ryan Kavuma McQueen and Abu Kamara, both expected to come in this week. So you would think potentially available. I know Kavuma McQueen has been in Australia and then Hong Kong. I think Chelsea are back fairly soon. He's been on that tour. I think the loan market will really accelerate this week. So we go past the midway point of the second half. West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. BBC Radio Solent Sport. And the ball is played back to Hermansen. As a goalkeeper, he cost £20 million when he joined from Leicester last summer. Number 1 for the second half of last season. Conte is off the pitch. Remember, you've got to be off for a minute if you get treatment now. If you take much notice of the odds, which I'm sure some do more than others, West Ham are clear favourites for this championship title this season. As that's good play from Pablo, who got away from Shane, and then Ibu Adams slid in and he got the ball, but the referee's saying the foul was by Shane. He's not afraid to give a bit, Ibu Adams, is he?
No, he's not. And then Castellanos just tried to wind him up by just give him a tug. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
I find that hard to believe. Actually chatting to Ibu Adams in the summer, from a proud family, all from the Gambia, both of his parents, all his family. He's the first of the family born in the UK, Gambian international. He did say he was watching that World Cup. They weren't a million miles away from qualifying. Got a few decent players. So he was watching that World Cup thinking, maybe that could have been us. There's always a chance in the future. This free kick for West Ham is 35 yards out, inside left channel. Ball to come in to Pompey's penalty area, it looks like. So Pompey still have the chance to make one more change. Josh Knight, Hayden Matthews, Jojo Dia. Just the 3 centre halves are the change options on the bench, or Josh Knight could come on and play right back, as we've seen. Just over 20 minutes remaining. It is unfortunately looking like it's going to be a defeat for Portsmouth in their first match of the season, the League Cup first round. Delivery from Orford into the danger area. Good header away by Shaughnessy, and it's going to be picked up by Ollie Scholes, who's played every age group for England up to under 20. Ball out to Lewis Orford. This is his full West Ham debut. Another England under 16 to under 20 international. Joined West Ham as a 5-year-old. Long ball forward, that's been misjudged in the air, and Castellanos looked for a minute like he had a chance for a hat-trick, but Devlin and Poole double-teamed him, and it's cleared away for a West Ham throw on the left-hand side. They lead by 3-1.
Well, why is he called for, like you said there, why didn't they break at 61 when it was...
Do we really need another break?
It just stops the momentum of the game. Although there's not a great momentum in the game in the moment, but we will see that throughout the season, won't we, where the team's really got the momentum and then they have this...
But I thought this break is only... I thought we were only having it in this country if it's deemed hot enough. I don't think we're having it through the whole season. That was my understanding.
Right, okay. Well, we'll see, won't we?
If it said it's warm today, it's not unbearably hot. We won't be in shorts and t-shirts all season, Guy.
I think it's the officials that want a water break.
Well, they've definitely come across and grabbed their drinks and having a chat. So the goals in this game: Adrian Segatic in the 32nd minute, a long-range effort deflected from a corner past the goalkeeper. Then Valentin Castellanos converted after great work on the left wing from Mamadou Conte. Jared Bowen's deflected effort just before half-time gave West Ham the lead. And Bowen and Castellanos combined with the Argentine heading past Schmidt to give West Ham a 3-1 lead. Portsmouth find themselves 2 goals down, had a couple of chances in the second half. Milovanovic is on. Waddingham came on and has gone off and has picked up an injury, which is a real shame for him. I wonder if it will make John Messino rethink at all his striking options. hope it's not serious though. Right, and at least that was quite a short hydration break. It's 3-1 in favour of West Ham.
I think even now John Messina's complaining about the amount of time that West Ham took. You know, if it's 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. Why have they had 3 minutes?
Well, Al-Haji Malik Diouf is about to come on. Here's Conte causing problems down that right-hand side for Paul again. Down by the dead ball line. What can West Ham do from here? Twisting and turning Conte. Up against Owen Kenny now. Plays it infield, straight to a yellow shirt. And Pompey have it with Shaughnessy. And work it to the left-hand side to Odin Bailey. Bailey's going to launch one long. Segicic and Milovanovic are going to chase it. That should be nodded back to the goalkeeper. And is fairly comfortably done from Konstantin Mavropanos. You have to say, you think if Arsenal were chasing you, probably might take that move from West Ham right now. 17 to go, 3-1. Might have seen the news this week that the bubble system is going to be in place again for both South Coast derbies. The first one at St Mary's is just after the international break in October, and then there is the one at Fratton Park in February next year. James Ward-Prowse is going to come on for West Ham in a minute. His career has not really progressed. Certainly under Nuno Espirito Santos, he dropped him and loaned him to Burnley. Long ball forward. West Ham through Skulls win the header, but Pompey get the second ball, and they're driving down the right, and Kenny's ball to Devlin. Oh, he just can't keep it on. It was lovely play, he's just overhit it. 3-1.
Yeah. You said right ball, just too hard. That's the quality you're on about when in those positions. You've got to make it count. Those are opportunities to get a chance.
Right, Edson Alvarez is being withdrawn. And on comes El-Haji Malik Diouf.
Also leaving the field, number 17, Mohamedou Kante.
And Mohamedou Kante, who's probably been the star player for West Ham. And see the reception. James Ward-Prowse. It's not very warm for a former player who started out at East Lodge Football Club. That's about when his ties with Portsmouth came to an end. 15 minutes to go. West Ham United 3, Portsmouth 1. Long clearance from Hermansen. And Adams goes back to Brooke Smith. Schmidt's going to clear the ball forward. Milovanovic is chasing. Header won by Max Kilman.
Not had a ball yet, really, has he, Milovanovic?
No. Looks like he can move. We know he's got some size. Shane. He's been a star for Pompey today. Here's Devlin on this right-hand side. Devlin goes back to Shane. And Shane keeps going back to Regan Poole. Poole back to Schmidt. See the goals from this game, BBC South today, 6:30 Monday night on BBC One. That ball looking for Bishop is overhit and goes out of play. West Ham goal kick to our right-hand side. They lead by 3-1. So next Saturday is when it gets underway for real. Queen's Park Rangers, the visitors to Fratton Park. Myself and Guy Whittingham, we will be there for that one. So will Ian Wilding alongside us. As West Ham go down that right-hand side. Oh, this is dangerous. Walker Peters has got away from his man and laid that infield. Pablo, 25 yards out. Real danger for Portsmouth here until the ball is played straight to Shane, who got himself in quite a good position, and now Ibu Adams will come forward. That's a nice ball looking for Owen Kenny, and Kenny down that left-hand side trying to get away from his man. Kenny trying to go round the outside of Orford. Good from Kenny to the near post. Can't find a yellow shirt.
You've got two strikers in the box and neither of them gets across that first defender. One of them's got to. It's good play down the left-hand side. Good ball in, and then the movement wasn't there.
3-1. The Portsmouth lead. BBC Radio Solent Sport. Pompey in possession on this near right-hand side. Regan Poole on halfway. Going to go back to the halfway line where Ebu Adams has dropped back. And he will go back to Schmidt. And Schmidt looking forward for Segacic. Segacic on that left-hand side. Works it. Back to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy finds Rocco Shane. And Shane looking to try and drive forward. Segacic. And Segacic looking down that left-hand side. Segacic finding Odin Bailey. Pompey on the attack and looking for Shane down by the corner flag. Shane gets the challenge and is happy to win Portsmouth another corner kick. They trail by 3-1. Shane looks to try and take it quickly. On that left-hand side, Bailey. We ran into the space where Shane was. What can Bailey do here? Got to the League One playoffs with Stockport last season. Shaughnessy. That's a rare, inaccurate ball from him to Bowen, who rarely for him has given it away. And now Segacic driving forward. Milovanovic and Bishop in the middle. Segacic needs to pull it back. Milovanovic trying to get across the goalkeeper but couldn't. And it's gathered.
They're both making the same runs, Bishop and Milovanovic.
I'm not sure how often we're going to see both of them on the pitch. West Ham head to Burnley next Sunday for a clash of the relegated clubs as they come forward again down this left-hand side. Scarles plays a touch infield to Bowen. Pablo was through on goal, but he leaves it because he knows he's offside. Holds his hand up in the air. His dad, Peña, played club football in Portugal and Brazil. Pablo had a pretty modest goal record until a very good first half of the season in Portugal last year. Bailey, infield to Segacic. Oh, that's got away from Segacic. And West Ham have won it back in the form of Ward-Prowse looking for Bowen. There are stories doing around that an agreement with Bowen is that he could leave for £15 million next summer. Now, I don't know if that's regardless of West Ham remaining in the Championship or quite how it works. As we approach the final 10 minutes with the score 3-1 in West Ham's favour. And Schmidt is going to launch that forward. Milovanovic jumps, but he's not going to win that one ahead of Kilman. It's well taken down by Devlin. It is then penalised. Free kick to West Ham. 10 to go. Guy, West Ham certainly haven't gone for the jugular in this second half. No,
you feel if they got the ball up in that final third with their quality, they could get another one. But no, they got those 2 goals and added to it early in the second half, and they're just fairly comfortable, aren't they, with that?
Ball on the left-hand side, and challenge comes in there from Regan Poole.
Not forcing the matter, are they?
Haven't really forced it at any point, you feel, today. Reaction after the game on BBC Sounds, on the radio at half-time in the Southampton game, and reaction in our breakfast sport bulletins every half an hour from 7. As Rick Jackson wakes up the South with fun, news, sport, and what's going on. And he'll probably want to talk about Pompey. They let him every now and again. Big fan, Rick. BBC Sounds, BBC Radio Solent from 6 a.m. every weekday morning. Regan Poole. It's West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. Ball is at the feet of Schmid. Final change coming for Pompey is John Swift coming on. Long ball forward and West Ham headed away. Pompey trying to pick it up on halfway. Adams' header is found for Bailey. And then Shaughnessy finding Adams. He's going to chip that ball forward. Ball is nodded away by Carl Walker-Peters. And a long ball over the top. Flag would probably go up. It does go up against Castellanos. Schmidt made a mess of it, but it didn't matter. He scrambled it away, and Pompey have themselves a free kick.
Yeah, ball by Adams was too short. If you're going to knock it over the top, knock it over the top. So if they have to, they go back to the goalkeeper. They can't get on the ball and then come straight back at you.
Colby Bishop coming off for John Swift. "8 minutes remaining. It's gone very quiet in this stadium. I've gone very quiet. It's only been noisy around the goals and when they've been singing about bubbles. Schmidt goes long. And the ball is flicked off the head of Scarles. Pompey have themselves a throw on the right-hand side. Devlin takes and finds Shane. Infield, Adams. Past a couple. Segicic outside the penalty area. Pompey, you knew what was coming.
He wasn't going to do anything else, was he?
Shot was blocked. Now Pompey have it through Swift outside the box. Swift keeps it moving to Segicic. Has options in the left in the form of Bailey. Segicic wants to return. Instead it's infield to Swift. Pompey in a good attacking area 30 yards out. And now Adams. Short to Swift. Back to Adams. Swift once more. And Adams takes a touch down that left-hand side to Bailey. Bailey comes in field to Milovanovic. Shane keeping the ball moving. Here's Devlin on that right wing. Devlin going to lay that one back. Paul. Chance for Pompey to get a cross in. Paul does get a cross in, but he picks out a claret and blue shirt. And it's volleyed away, and Devlin has some defending to do. And he takes a slight nudge in the back from Malik Diouf. And he will happily take the free kick. 3-1. And we have got 3-1 to West Ham on BBC Radio Solent Sport. We've got 6.5 minutes remaining of this match at the London Stadium. Pompey's first ever visit, and barring an FA Cup draw, their second ever visit, will be the final day of the season. What will be on it for West Ham? What will be on it for Portsmouth that day? And how early will we have to leave for a 12:30 kickoff, given how far away the car park is? Kenny into West Ham's penalty area. Milovanovic can't quite get on the end of it. I tell you, he would love a debut goal. So it remains 3-1. And the ball is back at Hermansson's feet, the Danish goalkeeper, former Leicester man. Carl Walker-Peters coming forward. Cites Ronaldinho and Ashley Cole as two of his three playing idols. I reckon if you have quite a good left back, or number 10 if you merge those two. Here's Shane on the left wing. Oh, he's fallen over. He's looked very bright.
Bit of cramp, I think.
Yeah, let's hope it's nothing more. Here's the left-hand side, West Ham coming forward. Touch in field from Malik Diouf, the substitute. Brentford had a bid for him, rejected earlier this summer. 3 appearances for Senegal at the World Cup. Probably still kicking themselves at losing that game to Belgium. Right, Odin Bailey's got space to come forward over halfway for Pompey. Segicic is down the line, and there's space for Segicic, and if Segicic drives, he might be able to cross. Milovanovic is in the middle. What can Pompey do here? Segicic cutting back. Segicic still going. He's got an overlap. Segicic still going, trying to stand it up. Milovanovic's header is wide.
He got to a position where he'd just gone past the 18-yard. The strikers are making their runs, and he pulls back. You've got to cross it there. Got to. They're 2v2 in the middle. Ball needed to come across. By the time he gets in there, twists and turns and goes again, there's more defenders than there are attackers.
So West Ham have a goal kick. It's going to be in vain because the score's 3-1, but Milovanovic, just the boost, as you know, Guy, striker getting a goal on your debut wouldn't feel like a consolation to him. I think that's Ibu Adams getting a yellow card.
No, it's Segicic.
Segicic kicking the ball away. Yellow cards in this competition do not carry over to the league. 3-1 is the score. West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. Ball is worked back to Hermansson, the goalkeeper, as West Ham look to try and build forward from this left-hand side. Here's Malik Diouf. He's got a bit of space. He's away and now trying to take on Paul. Castellanos in the penalty area from a tight angle, trying to get the ball round shot. You see he couldn't. Pompey clear it to halfway. Milovanovic can't reach it. Kilman does, and he'll play it square to Mavropanos. Bowen. Ball works back to Lewis Orford. Went on loan to Stevenage last season, and it was a bit of a failure. He was sent back midway through, not getting many opportunities. West Ham trying to come forward, but Regan Paul sends a high-hanging ball forward, and Segicic should be able to go and gather this on the left wing. And West Ham are not exactly flooding men back, and Milovanovic is at the far post. Can Segicic find him? He cuts back again, Segicic, one way and the other. He's got the option of Swift. There's got to be more end product, as Pompey are given the ball back, but they've committed a foul. West Ham 3, Pompey 1. Home side have got themselves a free kick. Was that Devlin showed a yellow card?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, again, Segicic, he's got to cross it, hasn't he? He's just...
Castellanos, who's scored twice, comes off. And on for a debut comes Joel Veltman. When I was looking through the players, he's a free transfer after leaving Brighton earlier in the summer. Dutch internationals. Looking through these West Ham players, 10 million, 20 million, 40 million.
Took too long coming off, look.
Oh, so they've now got to wait a minute.
Yep. What is it?
A minute.
No, how long is it? You've got to
15
come off,
seconds,
15 seconds.
With a few exceptions. Veltman cost Brighton £900,000 and then played 165 Premier League games in 6 years. There's a reason that some clubs are where they are. So Veltman's debut will be slightly shorter than he would hope for, as Kenny heads it in field to Shane. Shane, touchdown to Swift, back to Shane, to Milovanovic, back to goal edge of the penalty area. Adams moves it to Bailey. Bailey outside the penalty area. Bailey hits it, and it's just wide. Decent strike, wide of the post. 3-1.
Yeah, at least there's a strike. He knew what he wanted to do. Waiting for that minute to be up. West Ham taking their time.
Now he's on. I like that rule, Guy.
Yeah, it's a good rule.
Get on with it. There are a few exceptions, but pretty much you've got 15 seconds to get off. That is long enough, because remember, you can leave the pitch wherever you want. So wherever you are able to get off the pitch in 15 seconds. West Ham coming forward, 90th minute. Walker-Peters goes out to that right-hand side. Now Bowen in a good attacking position. What can West Ham make of this? That's a nice ball into the area. Danger for Pompey. Ball is squared back. Loose in the penalty area. Shot comes in. I don't know if that's hit the post or Schmidt saved it, but it's scrambled away and it's still 3-1.
Yeah, Schmidt save, I think.
And it'll be out for a throw which Mavropanos goes across to take. Going to be interesting to see what John Messino says after this game, Guy. There's no disgrace in losing here. You're going to feel that this isn't one where Pompey have been outclassed, 8 minutes to go. Well, maybe there's time for a comeback, but I feel like this could have been there for the taking for Pompey. Adams, infield, Swift. And Swift going right to left across the pitch. Pompey to Milovanovic, trying to recycle the ball up front, but can't, and West Ham win it. Knock it around.
Even then, so Swift just having that extra touch means by the time it goes to Milovanovic, he's got 4 people around him instead of 2.
Swift 30 yards out to Bailey. Back to Swift. Swift is coming forward. Kenny's calling for it. Swift looks for Kenny. Has he stayed on side? Yes. Pompey just outside the penalty area. The right corner is where Kenny is. Lays it back to Shane. And Shane running across the pitch. Goes back to Ebu Adams. There's lots of yellow shirts forward. What can Pompey do here? A goal makes the last 7 minutes of added time very interesting. Devlin goes back to Paul. 3-1 Pompey trail. They led, remember, through Segicic's strike. Adams in the centre circle. To Paul. Down the touchline. Devlin looking down the line. Owen Kenny. Kenny with a chance to get a cross into West Ham's box. This is a good run from Kenny. Can he finish? No. Very controlled effort, but he's put it well wide of the target with his left foot. 3-1.
I was a bit surprised he was allowed to get as far as he did. Nice, a young player just come on, isn't it? I think that did that for him, or let him do that.
I think he was surprised he was allowed to get that far.
Orford, yes. Is it debut Orford, is it?
Full debut, yeah. He said had lasted about 5 games on loan at Stevenage last year when he was sent back. Ball headed forward, and it's going to be picked up, and Pompey play it short to Shane. Here's Swift to Shane. Shane turning one way then the other, and then going back to Swift. Swift coming to the right-hand side to Devlin. Pompey knocking it around outside West Ham's penalty area. Swift, oh, he's lost it. And West Ham are thinking counter-attack, but there's no one ahead of Bowen initially. He holds up the ball against the challenge of Adams. West Ham want a free kick, and they will get one. 2 of the 8 gone, 3-1. BBC Radio, Solent Sport, and BBC Sounds for the day. And remember, search Portsmouth on BBC Sounds and click subscribe, and you will get a notification when our John Messino interview is out later. And also, throughout the week, new episode of Who Needs Mourinho should be out on Monday, as the ball is back with Mads Hermansen, lofted forward, and then header by Regan Poole. Challenge from Bailey, a little over enthusiastic, foul committed, free kick to West Ham. They'll probably need to be a bit better than this away at Burnley next Sunday, as West Ham come down the right hand side. There is a chance for a fourth here, but the ball from looking for Bowen doesn't reach him, intercepted, and there's a foul on Ibu Adams and a free kick to Portsmouth just outside their own penalty area. 08000 321 333 is our WhatsApp number, 81333 the text number. Start your message with the word Solent. At Solent Sport is where you can find us on X. Let us know what you've made of this game. Definitely positives. Just feel maybe it's there for the taking today. Pompey haven't quite been able to do it. Paul to Ibu Adams, looking forward. Shane. Swift looks for Milovanovic, who made a completely different run, and West Ham have it, and Kilman is looking to try and drive forward. The player who came through at Maidenhead, that's a nice ball, and Walker Peters has a chance for 4, saved by Schmidt. The follow-up, blocked from Bowen, and Pompey will scramble it away. 3-1. That's the difference, Guy. Pompey have had to work so hard for any sniff today.
Yeah.
West Ham have been able to cut Pompey open at times.
More on the counter-attack, haven't they, with Portsmouth being in possession.
Segacic on the right, challenge from Veltman. Segacic gets away from him. Segacic into the area. Milovanovic wants it instead. That shot is fired across the face of goal and behind for a West Ham goal.
That looks a good cross, but it's not a realistic one for anybody to get on the end of, is it? Did well to get away from his marker.
3-1 and 3 minutes remaining. I've got a long trek downstairs into the bowels of the stadium to try and
to get out.
No, that's just into John Messino. I suspect Adrian Segacic might be put up. Shaughnessy going to play it short to Ibu Adams, and then outside the penalty area to Nico Schmidt. Here's Regan Poole and Rocco Shane trying to bring that ball forward to Ibu Adams, to Poole, and Poole coming infield. Here's Segacic as an option to the left in the form of Bailey, but Segacic is going alone and striking one which the goalkeeper saves easily. Guy, I guess he may be under instructions to shoot on sight. Am I being generous?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just got to see other people on the pitch when they're in good positions. He's, you can't blame him. He wants to score goals, and he obviously does score goals, and he creates chances as well. But imagine if he also did that more regularly as well.
Yep.
How many times today has he, turned down a pass to make sure he tries to get a shot in, whether that's happened or not happened?
Swift plays it out to Bailey on the left-hand side. Pompey coming forward with time running out, trailing by 3-1. Adams is going to leave that. And here is John Swift. Keeps it moving. Regan Poole. Inside right channel. Poole to Swift. Swift looking forward to Shane, trying to turn that one round the corner. And Milovanovic just slightly over-exuberant, winning the ball back, committing a foul. And it's a free kick and a change. Joshua Ajala coming on. And Jared Bowen is warmly applauded as he comes off. So Joshua Ajala making his senior debut. Did you know Jared Bowen, talking of famous family members, that his uncle was the groundsman at Hereford? I'd be quite impressed if you did know that.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't. Good job that wasn't a quiz question.
That would have been a bit harsh, that one. I think. Schmidt. So, if you weren't listening to the first half, next week, Guy Whitting and myself commentating on a Pompey game for the 500th time as Ebu Adams takes a touch. Going to feel very different against QPR as we go past the 8th minute of stoppage time. Referee is just waiting to blow that final whistle. There's going to be expectation of that game that Pompey can get a result at home. Devlin sent a ball into the boxing for Milovanovic, and that's good defending from Mavropanos.
That is an early ball. That's the first time we've seen an early ball all game.
Full-time whistle has gone at the London Stadium. Portsmouth's League Cup campaign ends in the first round stage for the third consecutive season. Beaten comfortably in terms of scoreline, not really in terms of possession, in terms of game situation. Guy Whittinger.
No, but you can see the quality in the players in West Ham, weren't you? It's that 5-minute spell just before half-time when they created the chances and they took them. And that's the difference, I think, between top players and players that are trying to get to the top. I haven't quite got that skill or that presence or that ability. Certainly, put to the sword, weren't they, Portsmouth, that last 5 minutes of the first half. And then, obviously, one goal in the second half. West Ham were happy with that and, just defended in a way that Portsmouth couldn't get around them at all.
So, there's plenty for John Messino to mull over. I'll go down and mull some of it over with him, and you'll get that interview on BBC Sounds and on the radio at half-time in our Southampton game. 08000 321 333 is our WhatsApp number. Make Solent your first round. The same on our text number, 81333. Start with Solent. We are at Solent Sport on social media. Pompey's opening day of the season, a defeat in the League Cup. It's finished West Ham United 3, Portsmouth 1.
Thank you, Andy. And one comment, Sonny Bing says, got a feeling Shane will be a Maatson-type signing. Looks really tidy. A reminder, John Messino, post-match. Who Needs Mourinho next week as well. All our Pompey episodes. If you subscribe to our Portsmouth BBC Sounds page, you'll get a notification as soon as that drops. We'll react with Guy Whittingham as well in just a second. But our 5:30 kickoff sees Southampton start their season at Colchester, also in the first round of the League Cup. Adam Blackmore has your team news headlines. Evening, Adam.
Evening, Ian, from a windy, sunny Colchester. The headlines are Lewis Dobbin makes his first competitive start for Southampton since his £9 million summer signing from Aston Villa, and Ben Brereton Diaz will lead the line. He starts up front, Cienza and Fellows out wide either side of him. That will be interesting as they're up against Danny Cowley's team.